Welcome back to the Labor Lounge. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with me, man. Go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button, man. Let's get into the topic. So y'all clicked on the video because we want to find out what's going on with this one chip challenge, right? It's funny because the article we're going to look at today, they frame it like it's a new challenge, but this has actually been going on for quite some time. So I want to get into this clip with you guys. Look at it to find out what happened to this high school student, and then we're going to come back and talk about it, and I'll share one of my experiences with this. It wasn't the one chip challenge, but I'll share my experience with one of these spicy challenges and how it ended up for us. So let's get into the video and we'll come back and talk about it.
Warning about a viral social media trend known as the One Chip Challenge. Police say a 14-year-old in Massachusetts died on the same day that he took the challenge. It involves eating what is claimed to be one of the spiciest tortilla chips in the world. Emily Marr reports.
He did all the things that mattered.
Douglas Hill coached Harris Wollaba at St. Bernard Gym. He says the 14-year-old was quiet and reserved, but was finding himself on the court.
I think basketball provided a very specific environment for him where he could be free.
His family says the high school sophomore took part in the One Chip Challenge, eating a single tortilla chip seasoned with some of the world's hottest peppers at school last week. They say he died several hours later. While officials say it's too early to know if the chip contributed to Harris's death, doctors say when people ingest capsaicin, an ingredient found naturally in the peppers used on the chip, side effects can be dangerous.
So just real quick, first of all, look at that chip. That chip is covered in nothing but pain. I just want that to be known. And if you've ever accidentally bit into something called a Scotch bonnet, understand that chip is a Scotch bonnet on steroids. The way they formulate these things to hurt you. There's nothing tasty about the chip. That's why it's one chip that probably runs about $9.99. It's you spending your money to put yourself through agonizing pain. And you heard what she said. Some of the side effects from eating something super spicy goes palpitations, uncontrollable sweating, all that kind of stuff. It's dangerous in a sense, right? You have to be uber healthy to do these things because you don't know what's going to happen when you eat something as spicy as this chip or even some of these peppers that are out there. Man, let me tell you, it shuts your brain down. I remember eating a Scotch bonnet one time on accident, thinking that it was a piece of chicken or something, and it felt like my brain was just being compressed inside of my skull. Man, spicy is not for me. So I could just imagine what people go through eating this one chip. And then at this point, now we have a young man who passed away, and I don't think they directly linked it to the chip, but it's like he did the challenge. All of a sudden, he ended up in the hospital, and then he passed away. So is it the chip? I mean, we don't know at this point, but still, it's scary, and that's something to think about. Let's keep going.
Sometimes we see people that will have a lot of chest pain or they'll experience things like palpitations as well. So a whole variety of issues that we're seeing with this One Chip Challenge.
As they begin processing his death, Harris's friends, teammates, and coaches are honoring his life.
Really sad. Also something to note, there is a clear warning on the back of the chip that is not intended for children to consume.
So there we have it. First of all, condolences to this young man's family. Obviously gone too soon. They haven't linked it directly to the One Chip Challenge at this particular point in moment as of this video being recorded right now. But Paqui has removed that product from being sold on the shelf. So they've actually taken it out of the stores at this particular point, and they're being very proactive about what they're doing. Now, there is clear warnings on these things, and I know this from experience. So recently I took a trip to Tennessee and I went to one of these hot sauce stores, right? And at the register, they had this little gummy bear. It's called the Little Nitro. And I think that's a challenge as well, right? So my son and my nephew they're always saying that they could do these challenges. So I bought 2 Little Nitros. Now, the original plan was for each of them to have one, and then we see how they handle it, right? It's going to be all good fun. Until we got to the table, me and my brother decided, we're going to do one, and we're going to cut it in half, and we're going to let him do it that way. That was probably the best decision we made because, one, my son, when he ate the half a Little Nitro, He was chewing it like a madman, and then when he swallowed, immediately went ugly. I got a video of it, but I'm not going to show it. I can't put him out there like that, but let me tell you, it was ugly, and everything that was inside came out. Let's just leave it at that. And then my nephew, obviously, he didn't have the same effect that my son did, but he said it was like a gut punch, like inside of his stomach was just burning up. His mouth wasn't hot, but his stomach was burning up to the point to where he had big red patch on his stomach. So listen, I was sitting in the house nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, we're on vacation. I'm gonna end up in the hospital because of some dumb challenge. So my recommendation to anybody out there that's gonna try one of these spicy challenges is don't do it. It ain't worth it, because let me tell you something, it's dangerous. You don't know how your body's gonna react to these things. And the little nitro, in the words of my son, it's nothing but a lot of bad, a lot of bad. So with all that being said, let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Condolences to this young man and his family. I hope they get the answers that they're going to be looking for. But be careful with these challenges that you see on TikTok. Sometimes it's not worth it. Leave your thoughts down in the comments, and then until next time, I'll see you.